Alright, so we're going to start off with Module 8, installing configuring Active Directory certificate services. This is one of those labs that's kind of boring because what we're doing is we're laying the foundation work and we're not actually seeing anything really happen that we can play around with afterwards. But bear with me and we'll get through this. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting off with installing a standalone certificate authority. Then we're going to do a subordinate to show you the difference. Then we're going to be configuring a certified revocation list distribution point, installing the online responder role, performing a backup, and managing administrative roles. And then you can get on to the questions. VMs that we're going to need for this lab are going to be DC1, Server 1, Server 2. So first off, we're going to log on to Server 2 as administrator with the password. Now pay attention. I'm logging in as the administrator, not the domain admin. Go to Manage, Add Roles and Features, next, 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 and what we're going to do is we're going to install Active Directory Certificate Services. We're going to add those features, next, next, next. We want to make sure that Certification Authority is checked off. Next, and then go install. This could usually take a few minutes. Okay, so the feature installation is done, and the next step is going to go clicking Configure Active Directory Certificate Services on the destination server. Note, here are the credentials. Next. And we want to make sure that Certification Authority is selected. Click Next. And here's the question. Why isn't the Enterprise CA available versus the standalone? Think about that one. Root type, or sorry, the CA type is going to be root. That's selected by default. On the private key page, ensure that create a new private key is selected, and then click Next, new private key, next. All right, now on the cryptography for CA page, answer the following question. Then change the key length to 4096. Pay attention to that. Move that up to 4096. Next. What is the default CA name? And we'll click Next. Next, and the certificate database locations. And we'll click Next. And then it tells us to click Configure. And it's done, and we'll click Close. Now it's time to close any open windows before we begin the next exercise. Now we're going to install a subordinate certificate server. And we're going to go on to DC1. And we're logged in as the datum administrator already on this system. Now, we're going to have to pump in this command. Okay, and here's the result of this. Now, we're going to have to go into the Server Manager, Tools, Certification Authority. And then it's telling us to right-click, All Tasks, stop the service. Now once it's stopped, notice how the little check mark area here is black, and it's telling us to start the service again. Once this is done, we're going to log in as the datum administrator on server 1. A data administrator. We're going to go into Server Manager again. Add roles and features. Next, 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 and we're going to add Active Directory Certificate Services, add that feature, next, add features, next, 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 install. Okay, now that that's done, we're going to have to click on Configure the Active Directory Certificate Services on the destination server link again. Credentials, we'll accept the default. And make sure that we check off Certification Authority. Next. And we're going to go with Enterprise CA, which is the default here. Next. And the CA type, subordinate CA, that's what we want. We're going to go next. On the private key page, ensure the create a new private key is selected and then click next. So create a new private key, next. Default selection. Since this was done, the cryptographic service provider CSP and hash algorithm is no longer an option. So we're just going to go with this default, and we're going to bring up our key length to 4096. And click Next. CA name page. Click Next. And on the certificate request page, send a certificate request to parent CA, which would be DC1. Then with the CA name selected, select the 8-atom CA and click OK. Next. Next. And click Configure. Okay, configuration has now succeeded. We'll go Close. Close again. And that part of the exercise is done. So, on LAN Server 1, which is what we're on, Tools, Certification Authority. Now we're going to double click on here, and we're going to look at Revoke Certificates. Right click, and Properties. In the Revoke Certificate Properties window, answer the following question. What's the CRL publication interval, and what's the delta CRL publish interval? Then right click on LAN Server CA1, choose Properties, and we're going to go into the Extensions tab. So what are the four methods used to publish a CRL? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to click on this one, which is the HTTP. And we're going to go Remove. Click Yes to confirm. Now we're going to add. And we're going to put in HTTP. And select server DNS name. Insert. And you have a match. So it should look like that. Now we're going to have to fill in the rest of the variables here. I'm just going to copy it from here. Try that again. Okay, gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. It's asking for a screenshot at this point. Click OK. Click OK again. You want to restart the service? Yep. Okay. Now, we're going to have to add in another role and feature. Next. 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 Active Directory Certificate Services is installed, and we're going to have to select the online responder. And we expand that, and we click here. Now it's going to add in all of these features. Next. 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 Then install. Okay, so the configuration required is succeeded. Click close. And online responder management now shows up. Sometimes these menus wind up acting a little bit goofy as they're trying to catch up with stuff. Alright. So we've got it all open. We're going to go configure. Go back to tools. We'll go back to certificate authority. Click. Properties. Alright. So we're going to go into the Extensions tab here. And select an extension for AIA. And we do that by going here. Okay, now that we have that, we're going to go add and add this particular location. Once again, server DNS name. Insert. And put in OCSP. Click OK. All right. Prompted to restart. Yes. Don't forget your screenshot. Okay, so in the search server template, we're going to go manage. Certificate templates. Okay, and then we have to double click on the OCSP, response signing. Go to the security tab. right? And then we have to allow the checkbox to enroll and auto-enroll. Okay, we can close this. Alright, so in the Certification Authority console, right-click on Certificate Templates folder and choose New Certificate Template. Okay, so certificate template to issue is going to wind up being the OCSP response signing. Now we're going to go back to Tools and the Online Responder Management. Revocation Management, or Configuration. I'm going to go Add. Next. So our name is going to wind up being ADATEM CA Online Responder. Next. And select CA certificate location. Select the certificate from an existing enterprise CA option is already selected. Next. And on the Choose CA Certificate page, click Browse on ADATEM LON Server 1.ca. Click OK. Next. On the Select Signing Certificate page, verify that automatically select the signing certificate and auto-enroll for an OCSP signing certificate are both selected. Self-signing, auto-enroll, certificate signing, OCSP responder signing. That's good. Okay, don't forget your screenshot at the appropriate spot. Okay, so let's do a certificate backup. All right, and we're going to go back to the Certification Authority. Right-click on ADATEM Server 1.ca. Select all tasks, and we're going to go back up to CA. Next. Now, private key and CA certificate and certificates database and certificate database log options. We want to make sure we have both of those checked off. Now for the location, here's what was missed. we need to create a C backup folder. There's back. Next. And we have to give it a password. Next. Finish. Okay, let's see if that actually did anything. And there we go. Don't forget your screenshot. All right, so don't worry about exercise 11.6. From here on, just answer your questions. And that's the end of the lab.